Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Fanie Naude here, and welcome to another one of my long form videos. Today we're going to be talking about how to offer more consulting and advisory services as an accountant. So if you're thinking about, I don't know how to get any more consulting clients, I don't know how to upsell my current clients on my consulting or advisory services, all of those questions we're going to be answering today and a lot more. So stay tuned for the rest of this video. So let us start off with, so what's the most important things when you're thinking about offering consulting and advisory services? So at the moment in the accounting industry, there's a bunch of things going on and very few of them are actually bringing in results. So there's this misconception that every single business knows they need accounting services. They know that they need an accountant, so all that you need to do as an accountant is just tell everybody you do accounting services. Well, you've probably done this before and you've realized that there's not a lot of people getting interested with your services just by you telling you are an accountant and you do accounting services. This is a very big misconception in the entire market. Everybody thinks about, I just need to tell them I do tax and advisory services, it's going to be fine. Now you're thinking about, but most of our industry runs on referrals. They run on referrals and word of mouth. But have you ever asked yourself, why is this happening? Why is 90+ % of the accounting industry running on referrals? Why is this happening? Well, we have been working in the accounting industry for a couple of years, specifically for accountants that are struggling with marketing and sales. And we have realized that why this is happening is because all the marketing sucks. Like, there's less than 5% of accounting practices marketing that's working at all. Like everybody is just constantly saying, I do accounting services, I do CIPC submissions, I do audits, I do your annual financial statements, I do payroll, all of those things. It's just listing off a bunch of services, and you've most probably realized this, but most small businesses, like 99% of them, have absolutely no idea what you do. They have no idea and they don't understand anything about your services. They don't understand why they need them. They don't understand what you're doing for them. All that they have heard is, okay, compliance, I need to be compliant. I really don't want this accountant, but I'm going to buy this as a grudge purchase because I need to be compliant. And that's most small businesses, is they don't understand what you guys are doing. They just don't. And this is going to be a way to make them understand, to really improve this, because in consulting and advisory is something that they understand. It is something that you can explain on a very basic level that they want to buy your services. Not you pushing the sales on them and saying, you need this, you need this. No. They are going to come to you and they're going to ask you, can I please have this? Can I please buy your services? So what happens when you become a consultant and you get renowned for your advisory services? Everybody's like, I want to work with that person. I want to work with him, because at the end of the day, what's going to happen? If I work with that person, he's going to make me grow. He's going to help me grow my business. He's going to make me achieve what I want to achieve. Those are the sort of mindsets that you want to attract to your business. Not the guys that's like, I need to deal with my accountant again today. Like, I hate these calls. I don't understand what the guy's doing. I don't like doing business with him, but what choice do I have? What choice do I have? SARS is going to be on my case. Like, you don't want those clients. You want the clients that's so happy he can work with you. He cherishes every single meeting with you. He hangs on your every word. He has respect for you and the results that you have gotten for his business, for other businesses, for all of those businesses. But now you're thinking about, but what do you mean about getting results? What do you mean about getting results for other businesses? What does results mean for you as an accountant? Now, you cannot say, well, I did those VAT returns on time. That's great results. Yeah, okay, there's actually accountants that don't do them on time, so I can give you that one. But other than that, what is results? Like, can you say to a business, I've taken, let's say, John Doe from, when I started working with him, he was like doing like 10,000 a month, and We started to improve his business. We really worked together, and right now he's doing 100,000 a month. Like, is that a story that you are able to tell? Do you have case studies like this? And if you do not have any sort of results of, I helped so-and-so grow their business, if I helped so-and-so grow their business, it's because you only do the bare minimum. You only do your services. You only do the accounting services. I can tell you, you think you are so overworked. You are so overworked because you're offering 20 different services that absolutely nobody cares about. You're offering 20 different services, you're working yourself to death, and your client at the end of the day looks at this and is like, oh, great, the accountant. You don't want that. You want the people to love you. You want the people to respect you, respect your knowledge, respect your business, your business expertise at the end of the day. You don't want to have those clients. You want clients that want to work with you. So this is where consulting advisory comes in. And let us transition to the board and say, okay, well, what's the two most important things when it comes to consulting and advisory services? And this is about attracting clients to you. This is about delivering service. This is about the entirety of consulting, because this is what we specialize in. We are a consulting company. We've been doing this for years. And I can tell you, this is the most important things when it comes to consulting and advisory. It is, you need a great offer and you need great communication. Those are the two things. Because with a great offer, you're going to get results. You're going to attract clients to you, and it's going to, constantly like a fly will just scale up, scale up, scale up, scale up. With great communication, you're going to communicate your great offer to your clients, to your prospects, to anybody that's interested. You need great communication. Otherwise, you can have the best offer in the world, but if nobody knows about it, nobody's going to buy it. You can have the best product. You can have the best product in the entire world, but if you cannot communicate it well enough, it's not going to work. No, nobody's going to buy it because nobody knows. You're thinking, oh, well, this is where marketing comes in. Yes. This is very, very important, but let's handle this one at a time. So great offer. How do you create a great offer for your consulting and advisory services? And now this is above and beyond your current service delivery of all your standard services. You're thinking about this not as a service that you're going to offer for them. This is about a journey. This is about the journey of taking them somewhere, of giving them something that they want, need, desire, all of those sort of things. So let's go through a simple example. We have a very simple example here. So, okay, but how do I know what they want? How do I know, where do I start? Where do I start with, getting some sense of the offer I want to offer for them? Because I cannot just go ahead and think, okay, great, I'm going to stand in the shower today and get a brilliant idea and it's suddenly going to make me a bunch of money. This is not the case. This is not the case. All ideas ever thought about in the shower is absolutely useless until this approves. The market. This is what everything is about. It's the market. So if you're thinking about a great idea in the shower, go test it. Go talk to people. Go talk to people. Tell them about your idea. No, what if they steal the idea? If they're going to steal the idea, at least it's a good idea, but then it's not possible to just steal ideas. It's very, very difficult at the end of the day, but you need to test it. You need to get a proof of concept what's going on. You're thinking, okay, great. If I cannot just think about an idea, what should I be doing? Well, John is hungry. Let's say we have a guy, we say, John is hungry. Okay, how do I know what John wants for lunch? I can do massive amounts of research. I can do in-depth case studies or in-depth research studies about people, his age, his gender, what they usually like to eat, what the trends are in the market at the moment, how most of those people in those studies went for restaurants, what did they like more, what did they like less. You're thinking about, okay, now I have some sense of an idea what John could possibly want. Okay, great. Then you can say, okay, great, I'm going to go stand in the shower and also wondering what John could be wanting. And, everything you can do. You can talk to all his friends, his family. You can talk to absolutely everybody. But will you ever be 100% certain about what John wants for lunch today? You're saying, okay, but I did all this research. What the case study says, of what the research says, is he wants sushi for lunch. And you go to John, you say, okay, well, I want sushi, or come and buy sushi. This big billboard, you put it in front of it, John. Like, if you want sushi, this is our place. And John's like, no, I'm not in the mood for sushi. All of that research, everything was useless. What should you have done in the first place? John is standing there, he's hungry. Okay, so now the one guy did all the research, the other guy went, let's say it's that's two people who want to offer food. One guy did all those research, and the other guy went to John and said, hey John, I heard you're hungry, what do you want for lunch? No, I'm feeling like a hot dog today. Yeah. Oh, great. I know a guy that sells hot dogs. Can I bring you one? Yeah. Sounds great. Go, gives him a hot dog. He's happy. John's happy. That guy's happy. He most probably paid a premium for that hot dog because the other guy got him the hot dog. And it's as simple as that. Go to the market and find out what they want. If you want to work with a specific ideal client, you need to learn about them. You need to understand what they are doing. You need to understand their business, what they are going through. All of those sort of things you need to know. You need to go and ask them. You cannot just do random research. You need to ask the market itself. And this is the only way you're going to get any sort of proof of concept for what you actually want to offer. You have to have those discussions. So then it's like, okay, but some people just don't know what they want. Some people just have no idea why their business is failing. They have no idea what's going on in their business. They don't know. It's like, okay, well, I get you. I understand. But the way we do this then is we have an in-depth discussion. We have an in-depth discussion. We ask ourselves, okay, what's the main things that most businesses want? Why does most businesses exist? It's money, freedom, happiness. Okay, so that's the main three things. Okay, so I know there's a bunch of other things like non-profits and all of those. I'm talking about people who cares about money right now. So money, freedom, happiness. Well, first of all, happiness, we don't deal with happiness. You need to create your own happiness, because if we can give you freedom, we expect you to create your own purpose and create your own happiness. We're not going to make you happy. That's not something that we do. So we're going to leave out happiness for now. Next thing is money and freedom. Okay, for money, what do you need for money? If you're in a business, what do you need for money? You need clients. You need paying clients. So okay, great, very, very nice. How do you get paying clients? Well, marketing, sales, and service delivery. Okay, that's the pipeline for clients. Marketing and sales, very, very difficult for most businesses. It's a constant battle to get more clients in, but there's two problem areas already, marketing and sales. Is that something that the business is struggling with? Marketing, sales, service delivery. Is that something? Okay, so you need to have a discussion with that business about money. You need to know, are they making enough money? Are they making enough profit? Are they getting enough clients? All of those sort of things. You need to ask those questions, because it's an adult business conversation. You need to speak about money. There's nothing like, oh, but what if they take offense, and what if they're not doing well and they feel bad about the amount of money that they're making? No, this is an adult conversation. You need to speak about money. You need to know, are they making profits? What's their turnover? All of those sort of things. You need to know how many clients are they getting in per month. What's their sales team's conversion rate? Like all of those sort of things, there's things that you should be thinking about that could be problems in their business. So if they don't know what the problem is, start there. Is there enough money in the business? Now, okay, great. What's the next thing? Freedom. How do you create freedom for someone? Well, time. Time creates freedom, because the more time you have, the more that you can choose what to do with that time. Okay, so if you want to choose what to do with your time, you need time in the first place. So that's a big thing that we try to offer for the accountants, because they're so overworked. They're just constantly doing everything and never getting a chance or a break or a vacation or anything like that. So they don't have freedom. So for freedom, you need time. How do you create time in a business? With business systems. Business systems could be absolutely anything. It could be your sales system, it could be your CRM system, it could be your accounting system, payroll, every single system in that business. Okay, client acquisition, sales, client conversion, service delivery. Service delivery have like 20 different systems that could be there. How do you deliver this? How do you do that? How do you do that? At the end of the day, business systems, most important thing to create freedom with, because the more systems you have that's running smoothly, the more freedom you have, because those systems are constantly delivering results, and that's what you want. So you need to have an in-depth discussion about business systems. So what system do you have in place for your accounting? No, we don't do accounting. Okay, there's a problem. How do you pay your employees? Okay, well, I need to manually pay them with my... Okay, you don't have payroll. Okay. How are you currently getting clients? Well, we have a guy that's standing in the street waving a sign, that sort of thing. Okay, you need some automated marketing systems. You need some paid ads or something along those lines. Do you have money for those paid ads? You should have asked those questions in the money section. Yes, okay, we have an extra little budget for marketing. Great, implement a marketing system for you. How do you currently do sales? We sit and hope that the phone rings. Okay, how about not that? How about we couple the client acquisition with the client conversion, that it automatically gives leads to your sales teams. All that they need to do is pick up the phone and call people. Great. How do we do this? CRM system. Do you have one? No, we don't have one. Do you have a website? No, we don't have a website. Great. Let's couple that CRM system with the website, that everything just runs smoothly, and the only thing that you are doing as a business owner or as a business, you pick up the phone, you say, great, you do that sales calls. What's your sales team's conversion rate? No, it's around 10%. Great, it should be at least 25%. You need some sales training for those salespeople. All of these questions, every single one, every single thing that I just said is something that you can provide consulting and advisory on. No, but I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert in every single field of that. True, very true that you are not an expert at every single business system or every marketing, every sales, every services, but how do you create that solution? How do you... Let's say, for example, marketing is a very, very big problem. How can you solve that if you don't even know how to do marketing yourself? Well, you find a solution. You find a solution that solves the root cause, and if you can't do it yourself, you get partners. You get partners to do it. That's why it's a business network. Every single person in your network you can do business with. You can say, okay, great, we are a marketing company, partner with us. If we find someone that's struggling with the marketing sales, we're going to bring you in as a consultant or as a value add for our services. Great, awesome. If we find someone that's going to struggle with accounting, they don't have all the accounting systems in place and they don't really know how to read the numbers, understand the financials, understand the financial reports, we're going to contact you for those clients. Great, partnership built, start giving back and forth referrals. What's going to happen? Your clients is struggling with something. You are the person that gives them the solution, even if it's a partner of yours, even if it's someone in your business network. You are going to get the credit because you are the person that went out of your way to have that discussion with them, to realize that this is a problem and solve that problem for them. You are going to be invaluable in your client's business. That's going to happen. They are going to see you as a very centered key man that's going to be so important, because any sort of problem, I know I'm going to go to that guy, I'm going to go to him and he's going to solve that. If he's not going to solve that, he knows someone that's going to solve that. Suddenly you are the main focus. You have the respect. You're no longer just the person that do the numbers. You're no longer just the person that do the every 2 months VAT returns. You're no longer the person you just once in a year give financial statements. No. Nothing along those lines. You are now the person that gets contacted if there's a problem. You are now the person that are seen and is respected as the problem solver. You get the solutions. Okay? So that's all about creating your offer. So you need to have this discussion. You need to have that discussion. What you want to do with this discussion is 2 things. You want current situation, desired situation. You want to define both of these. So we recently had a discussion with one of our clients. He's like, of one of our prospects, actually one of the sales calls we're on this week, is like, you know what, you guys ask the most interesting questions, because all the other marketing companies don't ask me this. Like, oh, really? What does the other marketing companies ask you? Oh, no, they ask me what's my marketing budget, and they tell me where I'm going to grow to. They're just going to take that money and make more money. Like, they don't even want to know what's going on in my business. Like, they don't even ask me, do I even have the capacity to take on more clients? They just want to know my budget, that they can spend that budget and get me more clients in. It's like, okay, but no. We want to really understand where you are right now. Because what if we give you 100 clients tomorrow? If we give you 100 clients tomorrow, I promise you, your business is going to break. It's going to break. It is going to break. It's not difficult to get clients. It's not difficult to get leads. It's just, if you don't have the capacity for that amount of clients or that amount of leads, you don't have a sales team in place, or you don't have a standard process to do sales. If I give you 200 leads, what's going to happen? 80% of them is going to go to waste because you don't have the time to follow up on every single one of them. That's not possible. It's not something that's going to be possible. You really need to understand this. You really need to understand that you must understand their business inside and out. Then, once you've established that they are now problems, pains, challenges, everything that they're going through, now you want to really start and see, where do they want to go? What is their wants, needs, and desires? Because if you can paint this picture, now this ties in with communication, we're going to touch on this right now, but this, if you can make a big chasm or gap between their current and desired situation, that you can position yourself here, you, as the bridge, you're going to be seen as the person that can take them to where they want to be going. And that's the most important person. That's the most important person, because you are the guide. You are the guide that's going to take them where they want to be going. And at the end of the day, they don't care about the details. They don't care about the details. Doesn't matter how you get the solution, how you solve their problems, which partners you need to involve. It doesn't matter. They don't care. If they have the confidence in you to take them to where they want to be going, they're going to give you full reign and say, please advise me, what should I be doing next? What is the strategies? What are we going to implement? And you're going to be like, great, let's sign up. Let's start off with this. Bam, 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 bam. Proven process. We're going to implement this. We're going to do this. We're going to bring in those partners because you're struggling with this. You really need this. All of those sort of things are going to be like, great, great, great. If he has the confidence in you, and you have the confidence that you can do this, and you have the social proof that you've done this before, sales will never be easier in your life if you can do this. It's going to be the easiest sell you will ever get if you can do this. If you can position yourself as the bridge between where they are now to where they want to be going, it's going to be the easiest sell. So now we want to transition to communication. Communication on a deeper level. Communication on this level. Because if you're going to communicate with someone and they're like, okay, what do you do? I'm an accountant. I do accounting services. That just shuts down the entire conversation right there. Like, oh man, what do I talk about? How did the numbers look today? Or, those taxes, right? Like, you cannot have a conversation after that. It just shuts everything down. So if someone comes up to me and they're like, okay, do you do consulting services? Yeah, I do consulting services. It's also like, okay, what type, what is it? Like, you really need to reach for the conversation there. You cannot have the conversation yet. But if I'm going to tell you, how most accountants struggle with marketing and sales, and they end up having those bad clients that don't pay their bills and don't give the deliverables on time and all of those sort of things. They really struggle with the marketing and sales at the end of the day. And this is what we do, is we specialize in helping accountants to get more of a consistent stream of their ideal clients. And we try to do this while increasing their profits and reducing their workload. Like, suddenly there's like, oh man, this sounds so interesting. Tell me how you do this. Like, it's suddenly a conversation of, oh, okay, great. No, it's flowing. It's giving you a little bit more of a story of why we do what we do. We touch on the problems, pains, and challenges they're currently facing. And we also touch on their ideal situation, because ideal clients is an ideal situation. Struggling with marketing sales is a problem and pain. If they're overworked, another problem and pain. All of those sort of things. Ideal situation, reducing workload, increasing profits. Everything just suddenly boom, showed you. We take you from there to there. That was a 2-sentence story. Now they want to know more. Now they want to know, do you have social proof? All of those sort of things. So if your clients and prospects do not understand your true value, it's your fault. I know this is difficult to hear, but it's your fault. Every time a person on the phone says a no to us and we say, no, sorry, I don't want to work with you guys, it's not for me, I don't think to myself, oh, what a stupid person for missing this opportunity. No. I think about how can I the next time communicate better, that he understands the offer better, that he understands the true value behind what we are giving. Because if that person says no and it's not for them and they don't see the value and they say, sorry, I don't see the value in this, I'm not willing to pay that amount, it's my fault. It's my fault because I didn't communicate it correctly. It is your responsibility to make them understand. It's not because they are stupid or anything like that. Just because they did not go and study for 4 to 8 years for being an accountant, it's not their fault they didn't do that. If they don't know your acronyms and all of this fancy terms you guys like to use in your conversation, if they don't understand that, it's not their fault. It's not their fault. You want their money. You want to help them. You want them to understand your true value. So it's your responsibility to communicate on a deeper level, to communicate more effectively, that they understand what your true value is going to be. So very, very, very important that you do this. So first things first, how do we communicate? We found that communicating with stories is so much easier. The reason for this is if we communicate according to a story, people almost instantaneously get it. And there's a reason for this, because our entire history, if you think about it, like most of our history was verbal. Like it's only like 5,000 years that it was like written down. I don't know what the exact things are, I'm not a historian, but it's only like 5,000 years that we actually have written things down. So everything was verbal. Every single thing that you learned over those millions of years of evolution was verbal. Like everything was just learned to you. So let's give you an example. If you were on a small tribe and you had a hunting party, and that hunting party went out and half of them were killed by a tiger because they just stupidly ran up to the tiger and shouted at it, and suddenly it killed half of them, they come back to the tribe and say, guys, you need to listen to this. Like we wanted to kill the tiger, we went and we shouted at it and we got massacred. Like half of the guys died. Like, please don't do this anymore. Like that's so simple. It's like, oh, those guys made a mistake. I should probably listen to this, that I do not make this same mistake again. So I survive the next time I go out on a hunting party. The next hunting party goes out, they use stealth, they use spears, all of those sort of things. And suddenly come back, oh, no, it went a lot better. Like we used stealth, the tiger didn't even know we were there, like all of those sort of things. And we killed the tiger and everything was successful. It's like, great, those guys knew what's going on. Make mental notes, use stealth. Use stealth to go kill the tiger. Suddenly it's going to be like imprinted on your brain. Use stealth, because every single time at the campfire is going to be telling the same stories, telling the stories of ancestors that did things wrong, ancestors that did things right, and it's just verbal everything. So just to bring it back to communication, this is wired inside every single human being, is to understand stories. So communicate via stories. If you have great testimonials or you have great case studies of clients that you've helped, it's a great way to show them you know how to take them on this journey, because you show this, I've helped this person and we implemented those things and we got these sort of results and I also did this. And every single time you use a story, like even the small stories, the small story that I just told you about, how we communicate about what we're doing, that's a small little story because it has an ending with someone with a problem. We help those people with the problems, we take them on the journey and we get them to their ideal situation, which is going to be the end. And we position ourselves as the guide that's helping you on that journey. 2 sentences, entire story, just there. And so it just clicks. It just clicks like, oh, I need to know more. Oh, I want to work with these people. Oh, I want to do this. So very, very important, communicate via stories. Now, there's another thing that you need to understand, and that is what makes some stories resonate and other stories don't. Because there's a lot of people telling stories these days and not a lot of them is actually working. So there's three things: content, delivery, and timing. Those are the three most important things when telling a story. Because if the content's wrong, if you're saying the wrong things and your message is, I do accounting services, it doesn't matter if the timing is perfect and delivery is perfect. The content is just wrong. So you need to talk about the journey that you're going to take them on, or have that discussion. Then delivery. Sorry, but most accountants are boring. No, that's just a fact. It's just a fact. Me, myself, I'm an introvert as well. It's very, very difficult to communicate on a very exciting level. And I'm trying very hard in my videos to be more exciting, but I'm not that excited person. I'm just not. And I know you are not as well. So at the end of the day, you need to have confidence for delivery. You don't need to have massive amounts of energy, no, but you need to have the very confidence within you that you really, really believe you can take them from where they are now to where they want to be. Because confidence shows, even if it's in a, not a high level energy. Confidence, knowing that you know what you do and you're extremely good at it, it shows. It really does. And that's why you need the confidence. You need the confidence to communicate well. Because if you do not believe in your solution, they won't either. If you do not believe what you're going to do to their systems is going to make improvements, it's not going to work. If you do not believe it, they're not going to believe it. Simple as that. That's how it works. Then, timing. Very important. Probably the most difficult part of everything is timing. Because if you have the best message and you have the best delivery, but you catch someone at the wrong time, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Because if you have let's say for example, someone's struggling in business and they really want to grow, they're constantly searching for someone to help them grow their business. They are the hottest lead you possibly could find. If your timing is at their mother's funeral, it's not going to work. I know it's a disgusting example, but that's as simple as it is. If you're going to try and market to people that's grieving, it's not going to work. If you're going to market to people that's overstressing and cannot finish their job on time, and the only thing he wants to be focusing on right now is just finishing this work, and you try to market to that person, it's going to go whoop. It's not even going to listen. It could be the best message. And let's say for example, instead of in that stressful situation, not really listening to you, and you get him on a call where he has very relaxed state and he has the time, he put away the time, he doesn't have other things to think about, and you have a discussion with him and you get to this discussion, that timing is going to be perfect because he's listening to you. There's no other noises coming in. There's no other noises that's going to distract him, or he's worrying about this or thinking about that, and I still need to do this, I still need to do that. Session where you just have a discussion about the business, talk strategy, have a strategy session with them, and suddenly they can focus on what you're saying. Then it depends on the content and the delivery that you have the confidence for the correct delivery, and the content should be, explaining it on a deeper level, having that discussion. So now it's about, painting the picture, use colorful language, all of those sort of things. It's just communicating in their language. So if I'm talking to, let's say, for example, a physiotherapist, and she doesn't understand or he doesn't understand why exactly I want to implement a certain business system, or I want to implement, let's say, a CRM system to consistently follow up with the clients. And she's like, I don't want to consistently follow up with the clients. Then I can say, just imagine this for a moment, right? You have patients, and those patients come in with a sore leg, and they have an injury, and the injury is at that point where they can start to train again. So what are you going to prescribe to them? No, I'm gonna give them some home programs to work on, and every day do the exercises. Okay, great. Well, marketing and client acquisition is basically the same thing. Is if you don't do those homework exercises and constantly work at the problem and constantly try to improve, it's not going to work. You're not going to get the same level of results. No, right there, I made it a little bit personal. I brought in their industry. I talked a little bit on a deeper level, using an analogy, little bit of a colorful language there with the analogy. Okay, great, let's do this. And, that's another example. Doctors. Doctors are the best example because everybody want to be like a doctor. Everybody want the respect and the expertise and all the charm and everything that comes with being a doctor. So I love using doctors as examples, okay? So if we are climbing on a call and someone's like, okay, you have 1 minute or you have 2 minutes to explain what you do. I don't have a lot of time for you. Please explain right now. I'm like, sorry, no. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to try and rumble off everything that I can do for you in 2 minutes. Because if you go to the doctor's office and you storm in there and you say, I have this problem, I want this medicine, I want it now. Is that doctor going to say, yeah, man, sure, yeah, have the medicine? No, he's going to say, sorry, sir, but I need to make an accurate diagnosis about your sickness before I can prescribe medicine. And consulting is the exact same thing. If you do not understand what the market is going through, what the current situation is, how on earth are you ever going to get a solution? You cannot give solutions to a situation that you don't even know what's going on. So I tell them, sorry, but I need to take the time to accurately diagnose your situation before I can prescribe something that's going to help you. Maybe I can't even help you. Maybe your situation is in such a state and there's certain things that I cannot solve for you and I cannot help you with. So I cannot just tell you, this is what I do, and suddenly you're going to implement, get no results. You're going to blame me for that. So we need to have that discussion. See, that was a little bit of a colorful language, colorful example, using analogy with a doctor. Everybody knows how doctors work, and suddenly the explanation is a lot easier. You understand, oh, okay, well, that actually makes sense, because if you do not know what my problems are, how are you going to solve them? Like, suddenly it just clicks. So that's communicating. Communicating using colorful language, their language, using analogies, using a deeper way of explaining. So if you're going to tell them, you need these business systems right now. Why? You're going to make more profit. Yeah, okay, but I can't see it. Go a deeper level deeper. Say, okay, these things are connected. This is how everything works together. It's almost like these systems that you're familiar with. So we're just going to improve on that, build on that, and suddenly everything's going to be working a lot more smoothly. There's be like, oh, okay, now I see. So every time someone doesn't understand what you're trying to explain to them, go just a little bit level deeper. And level deeper doesn't mean more complex. Reduce the complexity, because you don't want to say, well, I'm going to do this and this analysis, and I'm going to do that. Like, it's so irritating when I hear other consultants like, okay, we need to do this SWOT analysis and this analysis and that. They're just throwing around industry terms to sound smart. That's all it is. Like, you don't need to throw around your big industry terms in your industry for your clients to make them understand that you know what you're doing. That's not how it is. If you take the time to in depth go through their situation and really take the time to understand them and what they're going through, the communication is just on another level, and it's so much easier to get someone to do anything if you know what they want. Just either just ask them or have the discussion to find out what they want. Then you can just give that to them. The sale is so much easier then. So I know I've been talking to you guys for a very long time. I really hope that you understand what I tried to do here. So this is about offering more consulting and advisory services. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please give us a thumbs up and a subscribe if you enjoyed this content and you want to encourage more of this. Other than that, if you're thinking about, okay, but I would really like to, upsell. I would really like to upsell my current clients on consulting services, or I would like to start a new division in my accounting practice that focuses primarily on consulting and advisory services, because the entire industry is moving in that direction. Everybody is saying software is taking over. Everybody is saying all of this. So the core thing that's going to be the most valuable that you can give to your clients is consulting and advisory, because that is really the place where you can make the biggest difference in the business and they understand advisory and consulting a lot better. So if you want to do this and you don't know how to do this and you cannot just go implement this in yourself, give us a shout out. So reach out to us. We love doing this. This is our passion. So thank you very much, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your week.